referees, Ian Bain, Tony Perkin is your second row with Graham Hickler, Richard Dawson and Alex Williams. So, the green flag at the back, then a few empty spots here and there, but we do have all eyes to the lights now. The reds rise and away we go then for the Lansdowne Classics, and of course these bikes, Grand Prix bikes from the 1950s, underway and racing now towards the red cage for the first time of action. So Michael Russell, Dan Jackson and Mark Taylor with your front row, then they all spread out white even, but basically it is all very period collect. At least in colours, I promise you that they're the proper bits of kit, full armour, etc., etc. They're not just wearing a lightweight Lewis leather cover, which the guys did back in the day, of course. So obviously these days with airbag suits and things like that, the game's a lot safer. But yeah, we've got no pudding bowl helmets with a couple of big eyes painted on the top of them either, and a set of goggles to go with it. But nonetheless, these guys are, as you said, Matt, it's sorry, Matt Bradley, as you said, it'd be interesting to know if we can't do it because the circuits are not the same, surfaces are not the same, things like that, tyre technology is not the same, so things have moved on. You wonder how much quicker they are, because even things on the YPNs, you know, we see the lap records getting lowered every single year, basically by a fraction here, a fraction there, as the bikes continually get developed. So I think if you took a totally stock TZR from 1986, it would probably be 4 seconds off the pace in the same hands as somebody else. Anyway, let's not worry about 1986, let's worry about 1956, because that's about when we're dating these things from. And here's Dan Jackson, who does the close battle out there. The top four covered by not too much over the line. They were covered by 3/10 or by 3/4 of a second. I think Mr. Jackson is opening up just a little bit. He's certainly got purple in sector 1 there. Everybody else going to the green, so that indicates they're a little bit slower than him, so that could be a good advantage there for Dan Jackson. But of course, it doesn't matter what you race, the slipstream effect has got to come into play. And these slipstream like anything else, it's as simple as that. They come into the Robert chicane. Breakaway gang of 4 at the front. A little bit of a gap back to the 5th place man of Perkin there.
But it is Jackson, Russell, Taylor. That's the top 4 there, and the fastest lap there by looking at it looks like Jackson. But Russell has got the fastest in sector 2, so pretty even Stevens there. The difference between them on that lap, in fact, was just about a 1/10 of a second, 1.18 of a second actually, to be exact about these things. Let's have a look. Is Higgy moving up? No, Mr. Higgy is still there in 6th place behind Tony Perkin, ahead of Ian Bain. There's Heb over the line. Ransley next.
What is very period correct about that as well is that Jackson is exactly 0.4 ahead of Russell, ahead of Taylor by 0.7, so we don't even need the hundreds and thousands. We can just do it down to the nearest 10, which is very 1950s, isn't it?
Yes, just timing to a 10th rather than a thousandth. Yeah, that's an interesting point actually. I wonder when timing to a thousandth of a second became a thing as well, of course, because thousandths of a second is a very minute amount. It's about, well, literally been proven to be about a tyre width, so yeah, interesting. Well, it looks like Michael Russell's not giving up on this one, because it looks like he's got at least a tyre width quicker in the first sector there as he goes purple. Looks like we've got a 3-way breakaway now, because I think Heb could be dropping off the back of this group as Jackson rose. Russell ahead of Jackson this time, so not only has he gone quickest, he's also made the move, goes double purple, takes the lead. So Michael Russell proving himself the man to beat ahead of Dan Jackson and Mark Taylor there. Mark trying to hang on to a third. He's had a pretty decent weekend though. Picked up a couple of gold medals yesterday, the former MZ champion, and also a bronze medal today. Desperately like to make that another gold. But at the moment, I wonder if a silver is the best he can hope for, because certainly Mr. Russell is proving the master of the day so far, taking the earlier win there ahead of Dan Jackson and Mark Taylor. Just the 14 bikes in the race this time, of course. The Triggers Broom class, basically. I suppose most race bikes end up a bit like Triggers Broom, though.
They have to at some point, really.
Yeah, I have absolutely no. I think I ended up with 4 frames, about the same number of sets of forks, 4 different engines, and just chopped and changed and built. Usually had a couple of bikes ready to be raced, but enough spares to build another couple. And I imagine there's an awful lot of other people in the paddock in exactly the same situation. You just buy a piece here and a piece there. I was lucky enough to buy YPM bits back when they were a cheap thing. They're worth a fortune these days, but you can't, no point in worrying about the past. Well, here comes that gang of 3 over the line once again. They were covered by 1.058 of a second last time over the line. This time they're covered by 0.682. They looked visually to be a little bit closer. They're all in the 24s. No, apart from Taylor, actually. Taylor's in the 23s, 23.7. He's the one who's done the big closing there. Not quite enough to get close enough to Mr. Jackson to find a way past. You don't believe that Dan Jackson leaves the slightest amount of gap. Mr. Taylor will happily fill it. Certainly no lack of racing ability on Mark Taylor. One of the happiest, friendliest guys. You meet Mark Taylor, he's always got a big smile on his face. He really has. I know you don't know Mark quite as well as you've been around the paddock a long time. He hasn't been around the paddock the last few years when you've been around the paddock, but I know you've met Mark a couple of times. He's always a happy chap, isn't he? He just loves what he does, doesn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. So whenever I spoke to him there, he's always got a smile and always seems interested in what I've got to say. And Mark was just one of them, just a nice guy.
Yeah, no, Mark is he really is one of life's good guys, definitely. Also one of life's quick guys as well, actually. He's just got green in sector 1. Got a
bit of a hard charge on.
But I think spoke to some of his former competitors like Chris Rogers and Andy Wales. I think they might have a slightly different view of him, at least on the track. Oh, we've got Backmarker to play with here as well, who's having a little bit of a say in the outcome there. Maybe not that much of a say as Dan Jackson still chases after Michael Russell there with Taylor behind us. Still covered by 3/4 of a second. They've got, let's see, 5 laps in. We've got 3 laps to go still.
0.3 of a second lead, but it's pretty much equidistant between Russell, Jackson and Taylor, isn't it? 0.38 between Russell and Jackson, 0.36 between Jackson and Taylor, head people at Bain. Then we get to the first of the 11Bs, which is the number 53 machine of Dawson, just coming across the line now. Personal best the previous time around, personal best this time around as well. 1 minute 29.9 for the 53 by Dawson. Is ahead of Tom by 3.444 seconds. So that is the 1 and 2 position in the 11Bs. Just the 2 11Cs out there on circuit, Hev and Ransley, and then 2 11D bikes out there as well. 26 of Stephen and the 49 bike just coming across the line now of Richard Ham.
The leaders are just tripping over the timing beam and the climb up to Copperstone. That's where the market is. It's going to be end of lap 6, a 3/4 race distance very shortly for, well, the whole field basically. Yep, no change looking at them coming through. I think they've plucked off another back marker there somewhere. I think that's worked out very nicely in favour of Michael Russell, because he comes across the line now. He's increased that lead. It's out to 1.161 seconds. He in turn has got a lead of 0.669 over Mark Taylor. So it's 1.8 seconds there covering the top 3. So we've gone out by over a second in that particular race, in that particular lap. 23.862 there for Russell. The other guys are into it mid to high 24s, so that shows you the difference. Higlin's back on form there. I can see he's moved up a couple of places that lap. He's suddenly come across the line in 4th place overall. So well done to Graham, our former YPM champion and multiple race winner in that class as well. He's a digger driver by trade, Graham. He's got one of those tiny little diggers that you can get down to the corridors and things like that and do dig trenches in back gardens. It's sent me a video once of him working. It's like, wow, that looks like so much fun. Those little bobcat type things. Playing with that all day doesn't seem like working to me at all. Right, Russell, Jackson and Taylor have already tripped the timing beam over the back there, and it is still Russell leading. Jackson's gone green at sector one there, so it'll be interesting to see a bit of chatter on the radio there, mate. You cover while I have a quick listen.
Don't know if Mark Taylor's lost a couple of tenths here or there in the first sector on this particular occasion, but they're coming out of the Robert chicane now and across the line then. We do have first and second across the line, but Mark Taylor, number 82 machine, we're still waiting to come across the line, so I'm not 100% sure of where Mark Taylor is. We're looking for the number 82 bike, and they're still not yet across the line. So it is now Graham Higlett moving up into third place ahead of Heather Perkin and Bain. Next up is the number 59 machine, just a lap down there. So Mark Taylor seemingly not out there on the circuit. I'm sure I see him going to the second sector there, but not coming across the line there. So Mark Taylor, we're still waiting information on that one, but
that could be the chatter on the radio, unfortunately, there, which is a great shame, because Mark was going very strongly out there. So see Sil Russell, Russell from Jackson. Their gap is down to 0.785, the fastest lap that time for Jackson, so he's definitely pushing on. And he's got purple in sector 1 once again, so he's had the hurry up flag, so he knows he's got to do it on this particular lap. That's a big old gap to make up though, particularly looking at their best lap times. They're both 1:23.0, so there's not a lot between their personal bests there. See Jackson can close the gap there. They're going to go into the chicane for the last time. He's got to within a couple of bike lengths. He's going to try and power along, but unfortunately not able to do it. Maybe another lap could have made the difference, but hey, you can only race the checkered flag, and he does get the fastest lap on the last lap there for Dan Jackson. It's a 22.489, so it's half a second quicker than his rival, but it's not enough to take away the place.
Graham Higlett, I don't know if Graham will know he's in third place, but I know his friend Steve certainly will do, so that'll be a crack over the celebratory champagne down there. Then it's Catherine Perkin up next. Behind Tony is Matt Head, and here's Bain. Next across the line is Richard Dawson. Now I think Richard's in the 11B class, first the 11Bs. Then we've got the Stuart Holmes, second of the 11Bs, will come over the line very shortly. The 11B class is going to go the way of that number 26 bike of Paul Stephen. He makes it round very shortly.